Hold up.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now we're going to start off with some NFL. I don't know why, but my Giants lost, right?
What you mean you don't know why they lost? They suck.
No, I mean why I'm doing NFL scores. All right, the Commanders beat the Giants 29-21. The Bills beat the Patriots 35-31. The Chargers beat the Chiefs 16-13. Sent the Chiefs home. This is the first time in 11 years the Chiefs won't make it to the next round, all right? Jaguars beat the Jets 48-20. Seahawks beat the Colts. 49ers beat the Titans. The Vikings beat the Cowboys. How you feel?
I don't.
Okay, Broncos beat the Packers. Rams beat the Lions. All right, now in Monday Night Football, the Dolphins take on the Steelers at 8:15. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, Envy. Jess, Charlamagne, how y'all doing this morning?
Good morning, Mimi.
Good morning, girl.
Good morning. All right, well, we begin this morning with breaking news out of Providence, Rhode Island, where a mass shooting on the campus of Brown University has taken a major turn overnight. So here's what we know so far. Authorities say 2 students were killed and 9 others were injured Saturday afternoon when a gunman opened fire inside the engineering building. Now, the shooting happened just after 4 p.m. as students were on campus studying for final exams. Now, terrified students were seen running from gunfire while others barricaded themselves inside of classrooms. Police say dozens of officers, they rushed to the scene, escorting students to safety and locking down the campus for hours. Now, initially, authorities say they had detained a person of interest, and that individual was taken into custody early Sunday morning at a hotel about 20 miles from campus. And officials said 2 weapons were recovered. But late Sunday night, investigators announced a dramatic shift in the case. At a press conference that began just before 11 p.m., Rhode Island and Providence officials said they are releasing the person of interest and resuming their search for a suspect, acknowledging the investigation is now essentially starting over. Let's listen.
Certainly there was some degree of evidence that pointed to this individual, but that evidence needed to be corroborated and confirmed. And over the last 24 hours, leading into just very, very recently, that evidence now points in a different direction. So what that means is that this person of interest needs to be and should be released. I think what is really unfortunate that this person's name was leaked to the public. It's hard to put that back in the bottle, okay? So we're going to proceed very carefully here. There is too much at stake for the victims of this horrific crime and their families to take chances with respect to this investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And authorities, they say that there is no indication of an immediate threat to the public, but they emphasize that the investigation remains active and ongoing. Meanwhile, students and staff, they are still processing what happened. Joseph Adoro, a teaching assistant, says he was leading an economic study session when he heard screaming and gunfire. He describes the moment the gunman walked into the room. Let's listen to that.
We heard commotion outside the door of what sounded like students screaming and like the sound of gunshots. Around 5 seconds or so later, we see a gunman walk in on the left-hand side. He entered the room. I was standing in the front, so as soon as he walked in, he immediately saw me and I immediately saw him. Then I look to my right and I see a bunch of students running down the stairs, running out the door, jumping on the ground, just whatever it takes to stay alive. The gun was so big and long that I genuinely thought, like, okay, this is the end of the road for me. I texted my parents, oh my goodness, he's in the room. God, I'm so scared.
Hey.
Not a damn thing we can say this morning that we haven't already said in regards to mass shootings. Like, America needs common sense gun laws, and we will never get any common sense gun laws as long as these gun lobbyists, have these politicians in their pockets. We know it's too many guns in America, too many high-powered guns in America, but nothing is ever going to change in this country. It's just not.
Yeah.
I hate to be the Debbie Downer.
I wish I could say something that could change that, but you're absolutely right. There's nothing that's going to change that.
Instead of saying as American as apple pie, we should say as American as mass shootings.
I wouldn't want to say that, but
it's the truth.
It is.
Well, officials say they do not have any new images of that suspect beyond a short video that was released Saturday showing a person walking away from the area. They are asking the public for any information to come forward as they continue their search for a suspect. And Brown University, they've canceled all remaining classes, final exams, projects for the semester, citing concern for the safety and well-being of their students' safety and their staff and faculty. And as you guys mentioned, America, this shooting, though, this mass shooting problem is taking place overseas. As we continue the violence, it was not limited just to the U.S. This weekend was marked by a mass shooting even in Australia. Authorities there say at least 15 people were killed. 40 others were injured at a mass shooting at Bondi Beach in Sydney, which is apparently one of the most well-known and heavily visited spaces in the country. Police say the attack had happened during a gathering marking the first night of Hanukkah. Officials have described it as a terrorist attack designed to target Jewish people. Now, investigators say the suspect, they were a father and son duo, ages 50 and 24 years old.
Jesus.
They shot and killed an older man at the scene. The police shot and killed the older man at the scene. Now, the younger suspect, he was taken into custody with critical injuries and remains hospitalized. Now, authorities say those weapons that they used, they were legally obtained, and they're now reviewing how they were able to get those firearms and how they were used in the attack. Now, the victims, they range in age from 12 to 87 years old. Among those killed, a rabbi, which he was a father of 5, a 12-year-old girl, and a Holocaust survivor. So,
and Australia has some of the strictest gun laws in the
yes,
world.
They do. Yes,
so
they do.
This just proves when someone makes up their mind to do some BS, they're going to go do some BS.
Yeah.
Yes. They're now looking into how to make those even stricter, Charlamagne. But yes, they do. You're absolutely right.
Well, that's good. At least they're looking to make them stricter. We don't even do that in this country. We just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Like nothing is ever going to change in America because nobody has any interest in changing it. Like these mass shootings are just a casualty of the right to bear arms to some people.
Yeah, but the problem is as a father or as a student, you think the safest place for you is school, right? You think it's college, it's a university, it's a school. You'll be safe there. You're with other kids just trying to learn, just trying to make it to the next level. And then when you go to school, you have an incident like this happen. And I'm not talking about the Australia incident. I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah.
And it's not like you can say, I send my kid to a private school. It happens to a private school. You can't say I send my kid to a HBCU. It's happening at a HBCU. So it's so goddamn scary.
You're right, but even think about it in Australia. That happened at a beach.
Yeah.
Just you know what I mean? You're just going to have a good day at the beach, and then what?
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Crazy. All right, well, coming up at 7, a major deadline is quickly approaching for the Trump administration. We'll explain what's due at the end of the week and why people are watching very closely.
All right. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We open up the phone lines. Whatever's bothering you, whatever you're going through, you can talk about this morning. It could be positive, negative, whatever it is. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Start off with some sports. Now, yesterday, the Chiefs have been sent home after 11 years. 11 years straight, they made it to the playoffs. Well, not this year.
Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL, too, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
Tore something. What did he tell you, Red? I know he tore something.
Yeah, he tore something. He was helped off the field.
It was his ACL.
It was his ACL. Jaguars beat the Jets. The Commanders beat the Giants. The Bills beat the Patriots. The Texans beat the Cardinals. Seahawks beat the Colts. 49ers beat the Titans. The Vikings beat the Cowboys. Broncos beat the Packers. Rams beat the Lions. The Jaguars beat the Jets. And in Monday Night Football, the Dolphins.
No. The Ravens beat the Bengals. You didn't say that.
I meant to say that.
Yeah.
I meant to say that. I didn't know there was Raven fans in the building. I meant to say that. I'm sorry.
Stop playing.
All right, now Monday Night Football, the Dolphins take on the Steelers at 8:15. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, NV, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing this morning?
Peace, Mimi.
Good.
Morning. All right, so we start this hour with a key deadline coming up this Friday when the Justice Department is required to turn over the remaining Jeffrey Epstein files to Congress. Now, under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, the Justice Department must release its remaining records by December 19th. On last Friday, House Democrats, they released new photos of the Epstein estate showing President Donald Trump alongside other high-profile figures, including Bill Clinton, Stephen Bannon, and Bill Gates, among others. Now, those images, they are part of a much larger collection of about 95,000 photos obtained by the House Oversight Committee. Now, none of the individuals shown in those photos have been accused of any wrongdoing, but the DOJ deadline is just days away, and public perception is now very front and center. A new Reuters Ipsos poll found that only about 16% of Americans believe Trump didn't know about the his alleged crimes, while roughly 60% believe he likely knew something. Even among Republicans, opinions, they're very divided. Now, when asked about the photos, Trump downplayed their significance in the Oval Office. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I mean, everybody knew this man. He was all over Palm Beach. He has photos with everybody. I mean, almost there are hundreds and hundreds of people that have photos with him. So that's no big deal. I know nothing about it.
So Congressman Robert Garcia, he's the top Democrat on the Oversight Committee. He said that the committee has reviewed roughly about 25,000 photos of the 95,000 that they have so far. He said it's going to take weeks or even maybe even months to review some of those photos and properly redact some of those images. Republicans, meanwhile, they are accusing Democrats of chasing headlines. In a statement, they said the Democrats are releasing a handful of selectively censored and cherry-picked photos. But with that Friday deadline now approaching, the issue will remain front and center as lawmakers, the public, and even both parties, they wait to see what additional information will be released next.
Lord have mercy. That just means they're coming with something crazy to distract us this week. Okay, brace yourselves, people. All right.
That's very, very true.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, very, very true. And now to another story we've been following. The inmate who was the last inmate who was captured after that dramatic escape from a New Orleans jail, Derrick Groves. Now, he escaped earlier this year. He sparked that massive manhunt. He's now been sentenced in connection with a deadly shooting that happened during Mardi Gras back in 2018. So a judge sentenced Groves to 2 life sentences plus 2 additional 50-year sentences for the killings of 26-year-old Jamar Robinson and 21-year-old Byron Jackson. Now, prosecutors say this crime, it left a deep scar in the Ninth Ward, and he spoke directly about Groves during the sentencing. Let's listen.
Derrick Groves is a sociopath. As Groves is getting sentenced, he's laughing, he's making faces at the victim's family, he's trying to talk to his family. I mean, it's just a truly despicable human being.
And that's the sad part, right? Because I ended up saying that on social media, and it was people in the comments talking about, like, free him, free him. You know, after they even announced that he had, like, killed 2 people back in 2018. That's what he was originally locked up for. But it was so many people rallying for him to be free in the comments.
Yeah, it's free. It's free him until, you know, he out killing somebody that you love.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Exactly. So even with this sentence, though, the case is still not fully over. He still faces separate charges related to that jail escape. Which he should be sentenced for that in May, and then he also
how much more time can he get though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now we're wasting taxpayers' money.
Yeah, he already got 100 years.
He got life.
We are wasting taxpayer money. You're absolutely right. But he also apparently has 2 open manslaughter cases that are also still pending.
Damn.
So,
did you say he got afterlife, yo?
But that's what I feel.
He pretty much got
I always
afterlife.
feel like the justice system might know something that we don't know. Like you might die, wake up, back in prison again. You know what I'm saying? Die, wake up, back in prison again. I told you got 2 life sentences. Okay, that means reincarnation too.
Jesus.
plus 50 years, plus 2 50-year sentences on top of those life sentences.
What if you die and wake up in a zoo as a cat? Well, they don't have cats in the zoo. What they be keeping in the zoo? A polar bear. I'm just saying, that's jail.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that is happening in May, and those manslaughter charges, we're not sure when that's happening, but that jail escape sentencing will be happening in May. So we'll follow that when that happens. And after a heavy start to the morning, let's shift gears just a little bit to something a little lighter. Something a lot of people are quietly dealing with around the holidays, reconsidering old relationships. Now, relationships experts say this is a time of year where it has people doing a lot of reflecting. Something about December, the lights going up, the year winding down, the sense of transition makes people start looking backwards. And that's often when old names start popping back up on those phones. People say that they are hearing from exes, former situationships, or someone who ghosted them months ago with a low-key check-in like a hope you're doing well, thinking of you, or a happy holidays text. And so for the person on the receiving end, those messages, they said that they can land very differently. Curiosity for some, confusion for others, or a quick reminder of why the relationship didn't work in the first place. But experts say these holiday messages, they aren't always about rekindling. Sometimes it's just about what's familiar. Sometimes it's timing. And sometimes it's just to see if the door is still open. So as Christmas gets closer, those messages tend to pick up, according to experts. So here's the question this morning, you guys. So is a holiday check-in from an ex, is that a red flag, or is that just harmless holiday cheer?
That literally just means it's the holidays, it's lonely, and I'm going to call a person that I already got history with to come and spend a night. I mean, New Year, ain't nobody worrying about it. After the New Year, ain't nobody about to worry about that. It's just, we wind it down. Nobody wants to be alone on Christmas. And instead of going to find somebody new, you can call somebody you already had history with, whether it's toxic or not. But after the New Year's, you ain't going to hear from them.
Listen, man, I just want to remind y'all that there are 16 days left in this year. 2025 is the year of the snake, okay? So you got 16 days left to shed anything that no longer supports your well-being, okay? That includes exes, all right?
And the Texas, yep. Absolutely. I agree, Charlamagne. So that is what is coming around, apparently, within the next 16 days. Someone may be getting those texts. So watch out for those. Well, all right, y'all. That is your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV. For more stories, follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app or visit BINnews.com.
Peace, Mimi.
Girl.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?